Hi, Sloan.
Hi, Sloan. Hi, Kirsten.
And Kirsten.
Kirsten.
I think that's it.
Tree guys. Tree guys? I hope she read that.
Yeah. All right, and then the union is the set of elements that are members of set A or set B or in both sets. And it's represented by a U. That one's easy to remember, union U. So the union of sets is literally any element in either set. So it would be, oh, that didn't change colors. Everything that's in set A and B or is just in B. So the union lists are going to be a lot longer than the intersection list because you're going to list everything that's in both of them. I like to think of the union as uniting the two sets together and writing them all out. No, because it won't include anything outside of the circles. So like if you had elements like, you know, a 2 and a 3 out here or something, it wouldn't include those. The only thing that's in A or in B, or in both. So you just don't want to mix up these symbols, right? Because if you mix them up in your head on your quiz, you'll get every single question wrong. All right, so we'll start off with them split up and then we'll mix them together. So the first set has this set, and this is our intersection, with the second set. So intersection, remember, means in common. So what elements are in common between the two sets? 8 and 10. So draw a nice, beautiful set of braces, as we love to do. And stick an 8 and 10.
So we don't have to worry about the thing.
The intersection?
Yeah.
No. You can put an equal sign if you want. That equals. All right, next one. What do they have in common?
Nothing. An empty set?
Nothing, yes. This will be your empty set. So either put a set of braces with nothing in it, or put the empty set symbol, because you're too lazy to draw braces. All right, the next one, intersection of this set and the empty set. So what is in common between these two sets? The brackets. That's it. So the empty set again. Now if you look at example 2, all the questions are the same. All I've done is flip the symbol. So all the number sets are the same. We're just flipping the symbol around to be a union.
What do you want to?
I might ask. No questions?
No, I just don't feel like asking.
So a union, again, I like to think of it as uniting the two sets together. So you're going to have a big, long list. You do not put repeats though, okay? So do not repeat the numbers. And I personally usually put them in order from least to greatest, but most of you won't. You'll just write the first set and then you'll write the second set.
Pass. Whatever it's called.
Well, are you going to say hi to Sloan on the video?
Stop flying.
She's on the podcast. She's sick, I guess. We all get sick sometimes. You were sick earlier this week. Right? All right, next one, also a union. So we're uniting those together. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you're lazy, you could do ... 9. Try your normally am, but for the notes I'll write them all out. So literally just sticking them together. No repeats. The last one, we're uniting nothing, an empty set, with this, so it'll just be that set. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 8. Again, a lot of you will mess up the empty set 1, so you'll get confused. So just think of it as uniting the two or what's in common. Now let's mix them up. Keep you on your toes. Which symbol do we have in example 3a? Intersection or union? Intersection, jot it down. Intersection is what they have in common. What elements do they have in common? 7 and 10. Example B, we have a union. So this is the annoying one that you have to list everything, unite the two sets as one. So if you want, I know a lot of people like to do it this way, just list everything in the first set. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 10. And then list anything from the second set that you haven't already listed. So 6, we already have 7, already have 10, but we need 11. Again, when you see my answer key, I always put them in order from least to greatest, but you are not required to. Okay, next one. Which symbol is this? Intersection, which means common. What do they have in common? Nothing. 1, 2, 3. There's no 1, 2, or 3 in this one. Empty set, or braces with nothing in them. Same question, change directions. We now have a union. So you're literally sticking all those in one set. And then the last one, is it the empty set or is it the set containing 1, 2, and 3? Empty. This is intersection. So what do they have in common? Nothing. So just don't mix up the symbols. All right, let's add in. This example on the back, they don't write them side by side. Okay, they're going to give you like a given at the top. If you start to struggle, it'll benefit you to copy the set down in between, just like we had on the front, where you have like all the numbers, these are letters and letters, and comparing the symbol. But usually in the book, they're just going to put all the sets at the top, and then they give you a bunch of questions. If you start to struggle, please write them out side by side. It'll make it much easier. All right, now, before I start any of these problems, and some of you will see this in your book already, I always find the complement of each one, and I write it at the top by the given. So remember, we did this yesterday. Why? We're going to have like 9 or 10 questions, and a lot of them use not in A. And this way, I don't have to rethink about it every time. It'll just be up there to reference. So, what elements are not in set A that are in the universal? We have J, K, L, M. We're missing N, O, P. Good. And then what elements are we missing in B? We're missing J. Again, we're comparing this back to the universal set. We're missing a J. We have K. We're missing an L. I'll usually make cursive just so it doesn't look an I. L, M, N, O, P. All right. So now that you have those up by the given, again, some people that have your textbooks before wrote it in. Make sure they did it right when you do your homework, because some people will miss a lot. Now we're just going to go through and do all of our examples. Some of them will get harder. First one is an intersection. So we're looking at set A and set B, and we're saying, what do they have in common? They have an M and a K. And again, if you struggle, what you're going to want to do is you're actually going to want to write out J, K, L, M, intersect, K, M, N, O, P. And then do the problem to get the answer. So if you start to struggle, just take and copy down what A is, what B is, and then do the set. Okay? But this is your answer. The next one says A union B. So we're pushing those two things together, writing all the letters. Unite the two sets. So we'll have J, K, L, M. Already have K, already have M. We need N, O, and P. Almost all of these have letters and numbers. All right, now we have A intersect not in B. So I'm comparing A with the not in B. So those are the two sets I'm looking at right now, and I'm looking for the intersection. So what do they have in common? A J and an L. Okay, start to get a little bit harder. We're going to throw in parentheses and multiple symbols. Okay, so now it says not in A, union not in B. So we're comparing these two sets. And again, if you want to show work for this, because most of you will find this easy, but there are always, every year, a couple of you will struggle. And if you struggle, just write down the sets to show work. We're comparing these two sets with the union. So we just unite them together. N, O, P, J, L. A lot of you, again, can just glance up and do that, but if not, show your work. What should our answer for the next one be? Not in A, intersect, not in B. What do they have in common? Empty, nothing. Yes.
For D, do you
Yes.
have to write the top part?
No. I just said that.
We're talking about these.
All right, now when we have parentheses thrown in, you have to do what's inside the parentheses first. Just like order of operations, parentheses, etc. So you're going to actually think about everything that's in A union B. And if you look back, it was actually question B. Right? Question B, it was A union B. So whenever we did A union B, we had all of the letters. J, K, L, M, N, O, P. This is what's called a two-step problem. The first step is to do what's inside. And then you're going to carry down the little not symbol or the complement symbol. Now you're going to tell me what is not in this set that's in the original universal. Is it missing anything? J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Nothing's missing, so my final answer is the empty set. Two-step problem. Just like think about algebra. If I give you this equation, that's a one-step equation, you subtract 1. If I put a 2, it's now a two-step problem. You'd have to subtract 1, divide by 2. So if you see parentheses, that's a two-step problem. Do the symbol inside first, then apply the other symbol or the other intersection or union.
Do you have any Macintosh?
Hacky tourists? I don't think so.
Not
Sorry.
today, sorry.
Bye.
Yeah. All right, now this is where they get real interesting. All right, we have two-step and three-step problems here. So do the inside first. What was in A and in B? In A, we had a K and an M. Bring down the not symbol. Now we're saying what is not in here that is in the universal. A whole bunch of stuff, right? So I'm missing a J. I have the K, missing an L. I have the M, missing an N, an O, and a P. And a two-step problem. Do what's inside, then basically take everything that's not that from the original. Actually, these are only 2 steps, not 3 steps problems. Again, we'll do this first. And the same thing happens on your homework. A lot of times, like that part, if you did it earlier in the problem, so you can just copy it down without having to think. This was up in step B. So you can just copy down what you had there. J. Just copying down my answer from B. Then we have our intersection symbol. And not in B, we already found up at the top, J and L. And we look at our symbol, we have an intersection. So the intersection is what's in common. So they do have a J in common and they have an L in common. So that's our final answer. Okay, last one, parentheses first. Again, this was up in part A on your note sheet. We just did that question. A intersect B, we got K and M. So you can just copy that down. But this time we're doing a union with not in B. And not in B was JL. So we're uniting those two things together with our union symbol. So KM, JL. All right, I'd like you guys to do the closure with the partner. And as soon as you're done, call me over. I'll check it, make sure you're good, and then you can start on the homework. There is a correction to the homework. Apparently it should say page 76, not 77. To be safe, put 76-77, but Bailey Lester told me that it's all on 76. But I didn't look myself. So for picture taking purposes, book.